What's up, everyone? Welcome to Akuma's Arsenal. And you might be wondering to yourself, what's up with this? Why the new setup? And my uncle set this up for one of his projects that he was doing, and I really liked the way it looked as a filming location, so I'm gonna try it out. However, today we're talking about what makes a crappy watch crappy. And today we're looking at my friend's Winner watch, or I'd like to call it Wiener watch. And we're gonna try to figure out what makes a crappy watch crappy. So, the first thing you usually do when you get a dive watch is twist the bezel. And as you can hear, it's not that bad, right? Except for, if you can see here, it's not connected on very well. At least it kind of works. Does it line up? Nope. Does not line up at all. That's okay, right? Let's stop it here, and it goes back 2 clicks as play. That's a lot of play. That's a lot of play. And so in short, bezel feels alright, but it has too much play, and you could just pry it off with just like a little amount of force. Second of all, let's look at the design. I wonder what watch this looks like. I can't really tell sometimes. I think there's a watch that, oh no, it can't be that one because it has an open display back. Let's look at that movement. Look at it. It looks like, what is this, plastic on the back of this open display back. At least it's mechanical. Let's shake it a little bit to get it running. And come on. Are you ticking, little man? There you go. See, it's ticking. And speaking of this movement, it runs plus or minus 10 minutes an hour. So a very, very accurate timepiece. The beveling, all this. You know what? Speaking of which, let's look at the finish. Oh, wow. If you look here, this is kind of sharp, actually. Wow. Oh, wow. This is really sharp. Look at those edges. You might cut yourself on this kind of steel. Wait, is this steel? Let me check. Let's see if it's steel or not. Is it steel? Is it steel? Let's see if we can take a closer look here to figure out if it's actually steel or not. Well, I don't know, actually. Not being sarcastic this time, I actually don't know if it's steel or not. And if it is steel, it's some really, really, really crappy steel. Because it's not, it doesn't even, there's no really like weight to it. It feels very light. Yeah, it doesn't really feel like especially with the bracelet, it just doesn't feel like it's like weighted properly. You know what? I'm gonna see if I can find a scale, and let's see if we can measure it. So unfortunately, the only scales I could find were ones for pounds, and nothing that would really be able to tell the difference between a few grams or not, or whatever the metrics. Oh, never mind. That's metric system grams. But yeah, let's take a look at. So first of all, yeah, it's very, very light, especially for the bracelet. Let's take a look at the bracelet. Did you hear that? I'm being sarcastic, by the way. Oh, do you hear that? Sounds like a freaking oyster bracelet, if you ask me. Look at this Rolex. Hollow end links. The metal, as you can see, is just folded over. This is not made out of one solid piece. They just folded it over. That's it. They just folded the bracelet over. That's it. As you can see, we see where the lines are going. This is just folded metal. That's all this is. And let's check out this clasp. It's really, really annoying because sometimes it can not line up. Yeah, maybe I'm just being too picky because I know this watch is terrible. Push pins, I think. Oh, it doesn't even have pins. What the flug not? It doesn't even have pins. Oh, are those pins? Please tell me those are pins. It doesn't have. Does it? It doesn't have pins. Look at them. What is that? What is that supposed to be? How? It even has the arrow to push it out. How do you push that out? Look at that. That's not even like a pin. That's just like. How do you push that out? I think you might break the bracelet if you push that thing out. Oh, look how thick that is. Wow. Never seen a pin that thick and that difficult to distinguish from the rest of the bracelet. And you know what? Did you know that this is a manual wind? So let's hear it. The feeling I'd use to describe this manual wind? Groggy. And you know what? Earlier I was hinting at it, but just look at the design. It's a blatant copy of the Submariner. Come on now, dudes. Come on now. You put so much effort into a timepiece, making it such a quality timepiece. At least you could have made your own design. Ay, nako. And look at this. Come on. I could break this by just pushing on it with my finger. How is it gonna? I guess it's the inside, but it's already cracked. You know, this is just everything that you don't want a timepiece to be. Made cheaply, bad quality, copied design, crappy movement, crappy bracelet, crappy everything. For this amount of money, you could have bought this guy, and this guy is not the most perfect watch in the world. At least it'll tell time. At least it'll tell time. So in short, what makes a crappy watch crappy? Lack of finishing whatsoever. Lack of finishing completely. You know, these edges are sharp, like they might cut you. It has a terrible crappy movement that can't even keep time accurately. It might be magnetized, but on the other hand, it just feels terrible. Open display back case for an ugly ass movement. Like, wow, it's a really ugly movement. At least it's mechanical and you can see it, you know, beat, but come on, no decoration. All it is just, the only thing pretty about this is just whatever that part is. I don't even know. If you guys can let me know what this part on the watch is, that would be appreciated. Manual wind feels like crap. At least it has a Cyclops and a date, I guess. Crappy finishing on the bracelet. Cheap feeling, hard to remove the end links. I could go on about this for days, but in short, that's what makes a crappy watch crappy. Thanks for watching the video, and Akuma out.